Hello, everyone. Welcome to Getting Down with Dave C. And as always, my faithful companion, JT Kirk. How we doing today?
Hey, good evening, Dave. Great to be here.
Well, that's
happy
good.
hump day. Happy hump day again. I feel like we're always here on Wednesday. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is hump day and didn't do much for St. Patrick's Day except watch other people have fun on St. Patrick's Day. But that was the kind of the game plan. I had something in mind, but it was it seemed like it might have been a major undertaking. And the pros and the cons just didn't outweigh for the pros.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had just took a quick trip to see some friends anyway. So, and that band that I told you about, I think they play every now and then anyway. So if it was just a matter of the draw was either St. Patrick's Day, spend $100 on Uber to go see a band that I can go see anywhere else at the same place. Yeah. Well, it wasn't bad if you went early. I don't know what it was at 1 o'clock in the morning. I forgot to check.
I feel like Uber or Lyft should have like a thing that you should check that says, I'm not drinking on like St. Patty's Day, the day before Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve. And that gets you like 25% off just because the driver doesn't have to deal with shenanigans, right? Well, especially on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I wonder how many of these drivers are like, I'm going to make some money tonight compared to, I don't care. I'm not driving tonight.
Right.
I'll drive people there all night, all the way up till about 10. And then you start to get even 10. You've got people there who've been there since 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, don't you have the wacky wild state of Florida where you can basically leave your bar open 24/7? Something like that?
No, I think, well, there are some bars down in Ybor City, I think stay up until about 3 o'clock, 4 maybe. I haven't been to any of those. I just saw that one time I was looking. The particular bar I wanted to go to on Monday, I think closes at 1. And I don't know, maybe even earlier on St. Patty's Day just to clear out because that band started at 5.
Well, Michigan, it's 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. You cannot serve alcohol. So that means St. Patty's Day, I guess you can start making poor life choices at 6 a.m.
Back in Alexandria, we were at Murphy's like 10 o'clock a.m. knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Because that's a day thing there. Things get rough or, it's drawn out by, if you spend more time there, if you go from 10 to 4, that's 6 hours. So you just spent 6 hours, at the bar. You're like, I'm done.
Well, you should really do like 4:30, 4:45, 5 o'clock, because you got to get a half hour in for lunch and 2 paid 15-minute breaks from drinking, right?
Well, pacing is the key.
That's a job at that point, drinking that long in a bar.
Pacing is the key. No mixing up, no shots. Eat lots of food, and the night before, or even 2 days before, you have to start drinking lots of water, get some rest, eat before you go, or eat when you get there, a big breakfast.
And make sure you're under 30. That's the other key.
Yeah, because then it's 10 till 12 and you're done. 2 hours, I'm out. A lot of people do it. A lot of people do it, But
in any
anyway,
event, Black Panther. So are you going to do last week's recap?
I can kind of. I forgot to go back a little bit.
I forget exactly where we left off.
Well, T'Challa and Abner escaped from the samurai's place, right? And T'Challa had to give the water back, and Abner. But when they flew back to Xanda's home place, here's the copter they were in,
right?
I think that's the one, right? Yeah. Because those are the henchmen with the funny fez hats.
Yes.
Remember those guys? Those are Xanda's henchmen. T'Challa's done. And we might have seen the last of Mr. Abner there. Mr. Abner Little, maybe.
He stormed off after the vial broke, right?
Well, he broke the big water and when they were still at the samurai home place.
That's right.
The water of life. He didn't drink any, or at least he didn't say. That was just so weird, right?
Yes.
And he did have a small vial. And then when they got back to Xanda's place, all the collectors jumped on him to try to get it. And he threw it to Black Panther because at the very end, I guess that's his way of being nice to Black Panther after threatening to delete him just a couple pages before that.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that part.
Yeah.
And then I completely forgot about Josh Atobo here.
Yeah. Well, the older guy is like a regent. He's holding down Wakanda while Black Panther's gone, T'Challa's gone. And then this guy kind of shows up because there was an attempted coup by this guy. I can't think of his name. It'll pop up here.
It
soon.
will.
And the guy has the Napoleon complex, and he went and doused himself in full on vibranium radiation type thing. Apparently,
yes. That's turned into a monster.
Turned into a purple monster.
Yeah, that we don't get a really good view of before he runs off.
Yeah, and then the old guy, regent head dude here, who's just kind of holding things down. This dude shows up. Another little guy here with the nerdy glasses and haircut. And
yeah,
stuff.
Josh Atobo.
It's interesting what we find out about him.
Atobo, I say Atabo.
Yeah. Yeah. And here we go.
And
Number 8.
This week is Panther or Kitty Cat.
Yeah, our kitty cats. So T'Challa is trying to get home. He's done with the collectors. He's done with all our BS. He got rid of Abner, who was left with the rest of the collectors, and he called out the bluff member of the nuclear weapon. They had him. They were pointing it. They're not going to use it. They didn't really touch base on it though at the end there, which he was going to do. Right? He just called her out on it. She's not going to use it. It was all a ruse. But the fact that she was going to do it was pretty unnerving.
Right.
Or at least threatened. So
now, I have nothing against the art on this cover, but the tag in here that's supposed to get me enticed into it, I am not sold.
Yeah,
Eat his family. I mean, what am I doing? Marrying this guy? No. Like, why do I care about meeting his family?
It's a wee bit misleading as well. The whole family, but you'll get it because I always ask you, or I try to remember, have you read this yet?
No.
Yeah, I knew you had just that.
Right.
I mean, I didn't know.
Right.
I mean, maybe, but I know your MO is to catch it on the fly. Unfortunately for me, I kind of have to reread it just so I'm not like because I'm like that anyway most of the time. But I like to at least catch something funny or something I try to remember to bring back up. I don't usually take notes, but I found that, to be honest with you, I found the notes to be more distracting.
Yeah.
Unless it's something really, really important, because I find myself, don't forget the notes. And I'd rather just read it an hour ago, taking my chances that I get it done and then come here and do it with you or, so yeah, I don't like the
Dave,
tag.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think of this cover? Before I already kind of judge negatively the whole comic for the week based on this.
Yeah, the Panther's fine. It's good. Those little claws are weird, but it's a gloves. His gloves are like kick ass. They absorb power, electricity up to a certain point, and his suit really helps him, although he's strong as an ox anyway. But I don't like that square thing there. It's very distracting, and it's pointing at him. It's like, yeah, I see. You could have just wrote a thing and T'Challa's family, and that would have been good enough by me. And then you're like, oh, okay, who those people are. Or don't say anything because we're going to find out who they are anyway, right?
Yes. And
you get purple hands.
I don't like the way, I guess this is probably Mom was drawn. It just looks very
it's not exactly
70s
what
sitcom.
At first you think, is that stepmom? Is that mom? Is that the brother, cousin,
sister, maybe
stepfather, father? Because a little bit of lore here was lost on me. I'll get into that in a second, or when we
Sure.
get to it. I was a little confused because it's been a long time since I had the Jungle Action ones.
And we've
And I
got
never,
Vibranium Purple People Eater on the cover.
yeah. So we'll get into that family here in a minute. It'll get more, well, how should I say? It can be a little bit confusing, but I kind of figure they do explain it a little bit. It's just
Sure.
not what you thought, or at least it's not what I thought at first, because that's what you thought. That's his nuclear family, right?
Yes.
Okay. They do a flashback here, or a go back to history. I call it flashback, but we get a fight scene here. I like this big Black Panther statue. That's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
But we get the drums again. I don't know the time frame. It's got to be way back in the day. They have natural old school dress, the way they dress, but there's a reason for that too. But I'm only going to say that because you brought out the fact that it didn't seem very technologically advanced, the scenes that we saw of Wakanda City, the main city, right? We don't get any of that yet. Just some of those building shots with the vibranium mound, which seemed really close to the city, considering what can happen to you, right? If you get too close to it. But there's a big fight scene here. You're not really sure what's going on. And I like the artwork, it's good. For the most part, I love the big statue, Egyptian type, always got big statues around and stuff. I like that panther one with the teeth. And there's a panther here. He's kicking everybody's ass, right? And you're like, I was a little confused because I thought, did he make it back and he's fighting the coup? But you pointed out the way they were dressed before. In the coup, they were wearing full on hazmat suits with guns, machine guns.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
So I was a little thrown off. So we just zoom down here to the next page. This was an awesome page in the comic book. It's a double page. I would show it, but you get the picture. Yeah. So imagine this page split right down the middle, and it's 2 pages in the comic book. Because as everybody knows, I do have this run. If you don't know, I do have this run. So,
wait, this page and the next one were 2 pages?
No, this whole page here is 2 pages in the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Screw it. I'll show it real quick just so you can get So after the front splash page, I guess that's called, it's a double wide.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna enlarge it. Everybody can see that it's a double wide.
Yeah, the
and it's
ratio, amazing. Like length to width, was a little bit off in the image, so that makes sense now.
Yeah. So
it was a 2-pager.
It's a 2-pager, and if you kind of really pay close attention to these pages, because we're on a different format than we used to be, right? This isn't the format that we used to use. Yeah, just split it right down from top to bottom, and that's what it looks like in the comic. But we get this Black Panther. He's fighting, and all these guys are. Oh, I gotta put up my scroll down page one here. There we go. The guy in the background's kind of funny. He's kind of like, he's admitting he got his butt kicked. I'm still you knocked me down, but I'm still undefeated. I'm like, okay, man, just go stand in the corner somewhere.
Right.
It's so, kind of like, what?
The blue box kind of explains what's going on here. Yeah. It says the combat ritual was sacred to the Black Panther cult. It ensured the fact that the mightiest warrior of the royal clan would continue to govern the people known as the Wakandans. Yes. It was this event that became the high point in the life of T'Challa. So this is telling me it's a flashback.
Yeah, and it's a kind of a ruse too. It's a setup, and I kind of liked it, but so the box is very important to read. That's an excellent point you bring up. But what do you think of the art all over the place, man? There's people everywhere. Yeah,
I love it.
It's better in the comic, dude. It's probably
The
I think.
scan lost quite a bit.
Well, no, the scan is vibrant and colorful, right?
Yeah.
But when you open up in the comic, you're like, whoa. You know what I mean? It's like,
It,
cool, man.
yeah, it hits you in the face a little bit.
Yeah, you're like, this is awesome, bro. You know? And hail to FKHC 2005. Welcome, brother. Welcome. And we should be doing Spawn tomorrow night. So look at all these characters, man. How many people did he fit in? And the detail on most of them, even in the background, is pretty good for being small, right? Like
Right.
the two guys, the one with the red headdress here, climbing the ladder, he shaded in the muscles, even like the calf muscles and the detail on people's headdresses. I mean, he went full bore on this one. It kind of seems like what you had brought up from last week. He had a lot more time here, right?
Yes.
And or he threw it all in on this page and we get crap later. But we'll see.
Either way,
we'll see.
He got it done and it's beautiful, right?
Yeah. I mean, this guy right up under his leg here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. You can't see my mouse.
I can see your mouse. Yep.
You can.
I see.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I forgot about the delay.
Yes.
I was watching. I forgot about the delay. So this guy's like muscles and even his little waistband has intricate, pretty cool. And then this freaky mask guy, dude.
Who is the one that T'Challa is chosen for the final bout? I don't know.
Hold on to your horses.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know enough about what's going on right now.
Neither did I.
The next page.
Other than the lore is, we know that T'Challa it's supposed to be a family heir thing, right? Because it's been reference to his father. He's a prince, right? And a king at the same time. We're all assuming that his father at this point has passed away. That is true on this timeline, right? I'm going to stop my screen. I'm going to do that. It's distracting me when I move around. Well, for this kind of thing. Yes. Anything else? But anyway. So, and then because I have to put my roll one. They get into it, and Black Panther is now getting his butt kicked a little bit. But we get
are there other groups, other cults, so to speak, in Wakanda?
From the movie and from lore, there's different groups, and you can be challenged. I don't know if there's a time frame, but if you think you're badass enough, you can go walk right up and say, "I'm going to kick your ass, and I'm going to be Black Panther." Right?
Right.
I don't know the details of how that works. This is what this is all about. So this is pretty lore correct, I guess you should say. I'm not an expert on those things, on the terminology of lore and canon and all that kind of stuff. You know what it is, especially with Star Trek, right?
Right.
It's following along, at least for the fact that you can challenge, but I didn't realize that he had to take on like 10 dudes in a row. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that seems a little unfair.
Well, they're also not wearing the Panther suit.
No, FKC. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Ireland won their game. Barely. Italy put it to them. They won that game, but France destroyed Scotland and England destroyed Wales. And I think Ireland wound up coming in third, losing only one game by like 14 points.
They did.
Yeah. So that's what I was talking about to everybody. It's point based and you have to score. There is no feel bad for the other team, and the other team can't complain because they know why you're doing it. It's ruthless. I think they put 73 up on Italy, but they scored 24. Yeah, but Italy scored 24, so they got some of those points back taken away from France. So France had to go back. If Ireland had beaten France, they'd have won the whole tournament. So just win, baby. You know,
right.
They lost one game, came in third. You know, so there you go. But thanks for asking. Yeah, stay in French. They're pretty damn good, and without their number one guy, their number one head dude blew out his knee the week before.
Ouch.
Ireland didn't play
Speaking
that well.
about blowing out somebody's knee,
yeah, he was
crack right next to a knee doesn't look like good news.
I'm not sure where that crack is. It looked like what something. I saw this and I started laughing about what you called out 2 issues ago.
Uh-huh.
And you said, hey, Dave, there could have, because we were talking about how funny it would be if they did certain things like breaking the wall or
yes,
and you brought out the fact, he's perfectly lined up for a good nut punch on that bad guy right there. Like, oh my God, you're right. And we went on for like 20 minutes. I thought, just for a second, it was going to happen here.
Yeah.
But alas,
he could. There's no cup in the world that's going to save you in that situation.
No, not with the child. Well, spoiler alert, Black Panther in his suit.
Yeah.
Because we are going to get a surprise here, folks, which really surprised me. This mask is so weird, right? It's like something out of a horror movie, right?
Right.
And they're fighting and going back and forth. Everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, Black Panther's getting his ass kicked. Can this be the day?" And the artwork's pretty good because you're not drawing 1 or 2
Wait
faces.
a second. It is sad when the old ones fail. Is this T'Challa's dad fighting T'Challa in the mask?
Well,
that's my guess. That's my guess.
You're pretty damn close.
All right.
You're closer than I'm even giving you credit for, because if I'm let's say I'm going to say you're right on one part already.
Okay.
So the mask guy picks up Black Panther and just slams his ass, right? And that's it.
Is that even legal in professional wrestling?
Yeah.
That's what this move looks like right here. It's great, but looks kind of WWE.
Yeah, and then again, he could have just kneed the guy in the cojones right here and say, nope, it ain't over yet. But I guess those were the rules.
Yeah.
That was the rule. If you get slammed on your back, that's it. I'm like, I'm going to lose a whole kingdom because a guy got one good leg sweep on me and I'm still ready to go. I don't know about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let's not forget that I had said Black Panther fought like 4, 5, 6 dudes in a row. Because remember, all the guys were complaining, give me another. One guy actually said, give me another chance. Right. I don't know if you saw that. And the one guy was complaining, he got beat, but he was still crying about it.
And notice you had a whole bout on the contents of 1 page.
Yeah, something you always pick up on, but it flew pretty quickly, right?
It did, but it was as long as it needed to be. We're not getting 6 pages of pow, biff.
It's a very good point, because what we just talked about is the rules. We don't know what the rules are. And apparently, by the rights of battle, the honor code of Wakanda, and somebody else chimes in, when he lowers him to the ground, it will be over. That doesn't seem like that doesn't seem, everybody, even the best of people get punched in the face, right?
Right.
In a fight, no matter how good you are, you're going to get hit sooner or later, or you're going to get jujitsu, what you did. You're going to get knocked on the ground eventually, sometime or another. But those are the rules. I didn't make them.
Right.
But as far as the panels go, it was important that's why he showed it. So it fit, just like you said, it fit.
Yes.
And then, I don't know, this one might have drug out 1 panel too long. But they're like, remove the mask, my bro. What's up? Who are you? And there's a great reference here. Fantastic Four 53.
I don't find it great. Do you have FF53 dialed up? So
no.
We can
I
put our
wish
thumb in this one and go read that comic.
I wish I had it, but you guys could look it up. I'm not kidding. If Mark D was here, he could tell us all about it. I know about it. I just not going to go on a rant about FF53. It brings in Black Panther. I think it's 52 and 53 or 54. I might be wrong on the number, but we all know that T'Challa was an Avenger and he was introduced in Fantastic Four.
Sure.
There you go.
Sure.
And now this panel here to the right when they're all taking his mask off, it says, "Who but the son of our long slain chieftain?" That's where they represent. I mean, go back to FF53.
Yes.
Who but the son of our? So you got
I got it.
one part right. It's freaking T'Challa.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah. No, when they said it's sad when the old ones fall, I knew it wasn't him trying to become the Black Panther. It was his dad, and he defeated his dad to become Black Panther.
Well,
right? Unless I missed
you're
something.
99.99% correct, because I can't prove you otherwise. Hint,
Okay.
hint. Wink, wink.
Sure.
But this is T'Challa, and it said long son of our long slain chieftain. So you're probably 100% correct. But it said long slain chieftain, which is referring to the fact that his dad was killed. So I didn't want to spoil that. I was trying to see if I could figure it out myself. And I kind of did once I got this slain part into my head.
Okay. No, you're good at figuring stuff out. You're good at reading between the lines and getting to the bottom of stuff. You got that.
Sorry.
You got that.
Anyway.
No, it's like, you're always like, JT, you're so smart. And I'm like, no, dude, you got this. Dave,
well,
you got
I'm
this,
also
man.
Smart enough to know that when you have other smart people to take a look at things, number one, it covers your ass. And two, it gives you different perspectives. And three, it points out things no matter how good you think you are. Right?
Oh,
but anywho,
you always have to remain humble, which T'Challa does to transition back into the comic. T'Challa is that.
I wish I'd have read this a couple of days ago. I would have asked Mark to come on. I know he's busy. I think he might be even doing something tonight.
He usually has a Wednesday work commitment.
His Wednesdays are late. Yeah, you're right. His Wednesdays are rough.
Yeah.
And maybe J-Man or them, if they're lurking or something. T'Challa lore for me, and I might be wrong.
Phantom Outsider, he would know.
Oh, her buddy, yeah, they would all know. That he was the heir to the thing, and then he had to prove himself, but then he had to fight off people as they came along, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that in this version he had to. I mean, I did because I read it, but I didn't quite remember that he had to beat up other people to get to be Black Panther. And I wish they would have said, even though he was the prince, he still had to fight his way there. Right?
Yes.
That would have been a great clarification box by Kirby. And I thought, man, because he didn't do jungle action, other people did jungle action. He's fighting like 5 or 6 guys at one time. A little clarification box would have gone quite the way.
Weren't they in a succession crisis if he was the prince?
Well, I always thought it was like an heir. You're the son, you're the prince, you get to be Black Panther unless you get your ass kicked, and then we have to do by our tradition.
Okay.
I wasn't aware that he had to be the son of the prior king and then had to go fight, which might have been the case, which seems fair, right? If you're going to be the Black Panther. And that's where it gets confusing, the Black Panther type of thing, right?
So is there more fight between royal family?
Well, if you challenge,
somebody's always the prince or the duke or something.
If you're Black Panther, I just walk up to you and say, I want to fight.
Oh, I'll pass. I'll pass on that one.
I want to be Black Panther. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And then they make a reference to Avengers 87 as well. So they are pointing out different comic books.
Come on, dude.
Yeah. Explain it right here. Just real quickly. So T'Challa's, he's flying back. So that was all flashback type stuff.
That was in his head. Yep.
He's flying and he's thinking about stuff.
Well, he's got cool time, right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't when you're flying?
Yeah. Passing time. And he's just thinking to himself about stuff in the past. The art's pretty good. You know, I don't know about this forehead thing that he does. I just anyway.
You're never gonna let that go.
I can't. It annoys me. But it doesn't distract me. It's just when I see it, I'm like, why is it there? It's just the forehead.
Right.
Because we saw him do it without it, and it was great. Right? Last issue, I think.
Yes. Now, what's weird is he kind of is like, I've been gone what feels like decades on this adventure, and I need to get home. Like, I feel like I've been almost derelict in my duty. And then once he does start, refocusing on the task at hand, he sees something below.
Yeah. And then what I was thinking, who I thought might be on that raft?
Little.
Yeah. What did you think was going to be on there?
Just looking at this now, I did not enjoy the artwork.
No.
That's kind of what hit me. Strikingly hit me. I don't like this artwork.
It reverted back to the one you pointed out last issue. This bubbly type C thing.
Yes.
Was a little bit odd. It was an odd choice. We saw how great he can draw small figures, but here it's just like, I'm just going to draw this. I don't know. Maybe he didn't have time. Maybe he's just tired. I don't know. Right? The ocean scene isn't all that great.
Yeah. And I was hoping for a computer screen or a joystick, maybe.
Yeah. You kind of get like a bat copter or Batmobile steering wheel up here. Yeah. That's about it. No monitors.
Now, unfortunately for you.
Yeah, I'm always looking for monitors. I don't know why, because it's a BSG thing. And I don't
see somebody, and then meanwhile, back in the Legion of Doom,
we get back to a little recap here is the guy. What's his name? Satara, the guy who changed into the monster. Meanwhile, he's been running around rampaging. Just to let you know, right? He's been around just purple smashing stuff. And I guess he just breaks in. Yeah, he breaks into this family's house. Smash, right through the.
And she is so stacked, she's about to hit that kid in the face.
Face, bam, bam. That's what it was. Yeah. That's what the bam, bam was.
2-punch.
Yeah.
We're awful, but anyway, it's kind of ridiculous. Fair? It's kind of ridiculous.
It's funny, dude. It's great. Who am I? The comics code of authority?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I didn't draw it. That's our way out, right?
Right.
I didn't draw it. I didn't write that. Wink, wink. But no, Wakanda does not flee, and I'm like, oh, we're not gonna get that kind of lady here. Well, he doesn't put up with that. He's like, get on up out of here, woman. Damn thing's gonna come in here and jack us up. And then we get a Second Amendment thing going on here, JD. What do you think of that?
Demons take the law that issues guns only to the bulge.
I'm like, whoa!
Are they at least well regulated? I mean,
is there some unrest in Wakanda that we're not sure about, other than Jakar and his henchmen just being uppity and trying to take over?
See,
that was it.
This is why they have an absolute right to keep and bear pew-pews. So
yeah, but Wakanda was it's a gas city, though, right? It's a city where pretty much only a few people are upset about stuff. It's supposed to have been run to like I can't think of, it's not dystopian, but freaking great. You know what I mean? People are happy.
Utopian.
Thank you. A utopian happy place. And of course, you're going to get upset people who are jealous or insane, like Jakara, who had the Napoleon complex. And that's who the monster is, because he's an idiot. And he was just jealous. But who could foretell the curse of Jakara, right? That's classic Kirby writing, isn't it?
Yes.
Just throwing in a great speech bubble where you and I would normally might say, not necessary, but when he writes it, you're like, oh yeah, that's good. That's great, because it just adds to the drama and conflict and what this guy is thinking. This is some guy we don't know, just some dude. He's just a regular guy. But apparently Jakara can talk still, like a regular dude. And he's talking trash to this guy. He's smashing through the door. It's taking him a while to get through some little ass wood door, though. I don't know why. Just for drama, I guess.
Calls him an abomination.
Yeah. I was just kind of wondering, like, where is the militia and where is the popo and where is like groups of guys tracking this guy down? And he every time all the stuff that we've been saying, he's already been running around, and then he's thirsty.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Thirsty for what? We don't know.
Yeah, he's just
water, power, alcohol, blood. I mean, we don't know right now.
Don't know.
This creature's a total mystery.
Yeah. He just grabs a clay jug, and then this guy's like, yeah, I'm out. We're gone. I ain't fighting this dude.
Right.
We're gone.
Right.
Which is what he's a smart guy. He's like, he was trying to say that from the beginning. Let's roll up out of here. And
he
he'll wreck the entire village.
So much radiation. He turned into the Purple People Eater. Who took even more radiation than this, was completely fine, walked away like nothing happened? Boxy. I was thinking of Bruce Boxleitner. I mean, not Bruce Boxleitner, because that's probably why I was thinking Boxy. I was thinking of Bruce Banner. Bruce Boxleitner, or Bruce Banner, and then Boxy. You got 5 B's there. I got a little jacked trying to get that one out. So this dude here is just all sorts of jack, and he's looks like who, like we just talked about. A runaway metabolism in the process of violent change is briefly calmed as the altered human drinks deeply and greedily.
Yeah, that's classic Kirby box, right?
Yeah,
that's
goat's milk. But it would be not the best.
Oh yeah, that's what he says. He didn't like it. It's like, oh, I'll drink it, damn it. And then he does a little foreshadowing here about talking about, is this done? Am I going to keep changing? He's just kind of wondering to himself, I don't imagine this has got to be pretty painful though, right, JT? I can't. I mean,
probably doesn't feel good to take a big hit of radiation.
I just can't imagine that you'd be. I think you'd probably just be running around until you collapsed from exhaustion, until you started fully changing, like some of the in Star Trek or a Buck Rogers one, where the guy and that girl changed. But it can't be pleasant, that's for sure. And then we get the short booty guy, short booty onesie. Are those onesies or are those shirts with shorts? I don't know. I mean, it's hot there, right? So you wear shorts.
Yeah. It doesn't look threatening or commanding. No authority in that outfit.
Yeah.
They're sure not wearing a drill sergeant uniform coming after them, are they?
No, and they got blue berets. I mean, it's hot outside. Why are you even wearing a hat? It's freaking hot. It's God knows how hot that is out there, right? They know who you are if you're dressed like that and carrying purple guns, right?
Right.
Just wear a badge or something. I don't know. Take the hat off, but so again, he throws something through a window, and classic Kirby. Look at all those shards. He loves to do that, right? He almost overdid it here a little bit. I was like, damn, that's a lot of shard. But the good guys show up, the militia, police force. Oh yeah, he does say militia. And it's kind of funny, JT. I don't know if you noticed. They warned him, right? Don't move, don't fight, we'll fire. And then really, he's just kind of standing there, and they shoot him anyway. They said he attacked, but I don't see it. Do you?
I love that. Save your ammunition. The new Jakara is made of sterner substance than the man you knew. Well, apparently.
Oh, Phantom. Sorry, I missed you. Sorry, JT.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that's hilarious that now he's just bulletproof.
Yeah.
Like he drank a bunch of bulletproof coffee and now like he doesn't even need to kneel around anything. It's like ba-ding, ba-ding, choo.
Ping, ping. Yeah, it's all of a sudden he's bulletproof. And Kirby's going to burn us again on this, by the way. Spoiler alert. I'm not going to tell you yet. So not a spoiler alert, foreshadowing. I thought the same thing you did. I was like, well, all right. That's where he's going with it, right? But it's a setup.
Right.
It's a setup for something later. But yes, he is bulletproof now. And he picks this one dude up by his onesie thing, and because his shirt would have came out. What do you call it when you got that wedgie? He's giving this dude a wedgie here and picks him up.
Atomic wedgie? Yeah. Well, with all that radiation, it's like a thermonuclear wedgie that he's getting.
Yeah.
Wow. Hope he had all his kids.
He launches this guy.
From the underwear. That's like, I don't know how you come back from that.
Yeah, you don't, because not only did he pick him up and wedgie him, he threw him like 30 feet through a wall or something.
Yeah, I mean, if the guy's still around, he's going to go back to the barracks one day, and someone's going to have seen that. He's going to get nicknames like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, Phantom. He drank his goat's milk. That's why he's bulletproof, JT.
Oh, yeah, his calcium. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's jacking these dudes up. He's tossing them around.
Well,
like
better up than off, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And the guy, remember how we said that all the bad guys, when they fight, they talk trash?
Yes.
Well, he's talking major trash here, dude. It's hilarious. Kirby is so good at this. It's funny, right? I'll teach you dogs who's in command here. It reminds me a lot of some anime bad guys. One of the tropes, at least most of the ones I've seen.
Right.
Some of them aren't that great, you know what I mean? But the bad guys.
It's almost in that style, too.
Oh, totally.
He's just throwing them and all that stuff.
Totally. And then this last panel here, and guess what we see down here in the little green thing? A plant. He likes to throw it. Remember, we pointed that out last week? That he loves to put his plants in the background. It's great. And we get a good box here, of course, and heavy breathing. Quake Wakanas, trouble humans, the victories I yearn for. You know, he's just talking trash, right?
Right.
His head is a little bit different here, though. If you notice, his head was just a blob, right? Now it's kind of taking almost a Scooby-Doo-esque bad guy thing here, right?
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, back to, and who do you think this guy is here with the blue hair?
With the blue hair.
Yeah. Remember, I was thinking, I asked you who you thought was going to be on that raft. You said it was Little Abner. Yeah. I still, obviously, it's not. All right, I'll just tell you. It's not. He's too big.
Couldn't have been.
Yeah, he's way too big here. Little Abner's a smaller individual.
It's not the really old guy that wanted the Fountain of Youth water either.
No, we get new characters, JT.
I don't know. Okay.
We get new characters, something I always look forward to. And they're complaining about getting pulled up, and the one guy does thank him for saving our lives. The blue hair guy is, I don't know, he's being kind of a douche.
Yeah.
And the guy says, "Hey man, he did just save our lives." And he goes, "No thanks, but I'm just going to drop your ass off as soon as I can." No thanks needed, but you won't be here too long. So, don't worry about it. It's all good. But you get the sense immediately here, JT, that these guys are not nice guys, right?
Right.
Yeah, I know you're trying to give you time to read it. as we go along. Karen may be the one with the blue hair. The chat's on fire again tonight, dude.
So the island of Corsica, for those that don't know, is those two islands to the west of Italy. Mm-hmm. It is the northernmost of the two. I believe the southern one is Sardinia. The northern one is Corsica.
Which one is above the other? I can't remember.
Corsica is above Sardinia.
Yeah, Sicily, and over there as well. So
yeah. So they want him. So right there, why do you want to go to Corsica? You kind of look maybe a little mobbish, and Corsica, huh? I wonder why. And he's like, I'm not going that way. And this guy with no hair says, we're not just strays. I'm a celebrity of sorts, the president of a large corporation, you might say. I wonder what corporation might be in Corsica, although Corsica is French, right?
Yeah, so Black Panther knows this or knows about this guy and who they work for. And you're like, this isn't going to be good because he says Godfather. Okay, so now, JT and everybody listening, put on your Goodfellas voice and Sopranos voice and any of the old school Italian. Hey, yo, hey, who you talking? I'm driving here. I'm the Godfather. Who you talking to like that? Yes. You talking to me? So, and then say that with a real attitude. That's this guy, because it's coming up. So they've laid the groundwork on it. Corsica works for somebody called the Godfather. So here you go. Here you go. And I'm part Italian as well. I'm Irish, Italian, Hispanic.
So
Castilian.
The whole my whole supposition didn't even take one page to the mystery was ripped off right away.
Oh, you
not
nailed
that
it.
it's a bad
you nailed
thing.
It right away.
It's hilarious.
But, you figured it out right away. And 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 they really drive it home here too. Like, you sound like an old mobster movie. He just straight up tells that guy, "Oh yeah, you talking to me like that? Huh? What's up?"
You also know that Nick Scarpa means what he says. Now point the nose of this egg beater towards Corsica and keep going.
Yeah, and when we get there, Jimmy Toontown's going to tune you up a bit. Oh, God, dude. Right? You sound like an old mobster movie. And I wish he would have put it right behind that.
Yeah. Well, maybe T'Challa will take his offer and get in on a piece of the action, right?
Yeah. Now I wish Mark would have been here. He'd have been rolling, dude. He'd have been rolling, laughing. He's Italian in his family as well.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
What did they Corsica? Next, you'll be saying you want to go to Elba Napoleon much. Yeah. Well, we have, Phantom, you've been following along, you and Buddy and FKHC and a few others. There's a lot of Napoleon complex in here. Although, to be fair to Abner Little, he was born that way, right? But if you notice, the other guy who did the coup, he was self-inserting himself as being small and being picked on. This other guy's small. There's a lot of that going on in this. I'm just saying. But anyway, old mobsters sound like that. So yeah, JT, they bring it up themselves.
Yeah.
It's the hilarious, boss's motor yacht. Yeah. Oh my God, dude, it's so funny because it's the guy, it's Scarpa who says it. Now he's saying it about himself, so nobody can get mad at us for laughing.
Right.
Yeah. So it's written in there. Anyway, so the blue hair guy, he chimes in, hey, yo, we're heading there when a storm capsizes. He was saying that a storm knocked over their boat, all this kind of stuff. And look what he says here.
Oh no, it even goes more like a piece of the action. You know which Star Trek episode I'm talking about, right?
I forgive me. I have to go back here.
It's the mob boss one.
Oh, that's right. They go down to the
that's
city.
A piece of the action. And I've got everything we need. Lots of good fuel, a good pilot, and this heater for insurance. That's what they call it in a piece of the action, is a heater.
A heater, yeah. That's well, I mean, Kirby grew up in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, right? I mean, I don't know 40s. Forgive me. I don't want to piss anybody off, but I don't remember when Kirby was born. God forgive me. Sorry, Cloppy. Clobby would know, Mark would know, Nick would know. They would all know this. People in the chat probably know. And Phantom, yes, you're right. First, no mobster is going to go up against the Avengers. I mean, how often have you seen Kingpin go, yeah, let me antagonize the Avengers against Thor Vision? Yeah, you're right. But everybody always seems to underestimate T'Challa. It seems to be like a bane of his existence, right, JT?
Exactly. Oh, 100%.
And obviously it's to move the action along and move the comic along, but it just seems like he's always just like, okay, here we go again. I mean, we already know this guy's gonna get his ass kicked, right?
Oh, of course.
Once you get done laughing your ass off about this whole heater for insurance, T'Challa is kind of letting this guy know, you caught me in a bad mood already, mofo. Right?
Right.
I was thinking of home too, buddy. It was a mistake. And you're like, uh-oh. Here it comes a candle of bats. It's coming, dude. You know it is. But we have to wait. I was like, oh man, come on. I thought he was gonna kick his ass right there. But this guy's, he's talking trash. Forget your home. And people love to order T'Challa around. You pointed that out before too, like three issues ago.
Yeah.
3 issues ago. He just loved to order him
it's
around
almost like
the old
wearing
guy.
a funny Panther suit doesn't make you look like you're a king.
Yeah, I mean, being like 6'4" and 250 in a big suit that makes you look totally badass, it's gonna kick you. And just, I don't know. People, they don't get it, do they?
Right.
They find out though. So the guy's telling them, yeah, you're going to do it to stay alive. So here we go, that T'Challa's they're trying to force him into something he doesn't want to do, and he's still trying to get home. And he tells them,
well, if sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, okay, it's all good.
Well, if I were T'Challa, I would try spinning. I hear that's a good trick.
Yeah, he does it with the whole helicopter.
Yeah, and that's exactly. He listens to Anakin, and he tries spinning the aircraft.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's hilarious what he says.
Oh yeah,
Did you read that?
Yeah, dude. It's the turbulence bit.
Yeah.
It's funny, dude. I mean, Kirby's really taken the humor to an A+ already in here. That one little panel of artwork I already forgot because everything else has been excellent, and he ups his game with the comedy. Right?
Yes, it is legitimately timelessly funny, and I'll give it to the mob. You guys need to practice better trigger discipline.
Well, everybody has their finger on the trigger in this comic.
Every one
issue.
Of them. Right.
Except like one guy, I think, all the way back in BSG, everybody walks around with their finger on. It's like there's no weapon discipline in any of these comics unless it's like specifically made for it.
Right.
Yeah. So excuse us, ladies and gentlemen. Please remain seated. Your seatbelt's fastened. We're going to run into a little turbulence here. Oh my gosh.
And then the next one, wham, wham. I can't zero in on him, boss. This breaks every single gun safety rule right here. But I gotta laugh. I gotta laugh. Oh.
Yeah, Phantom. He's
He
dodged
can't
it, but this guy
zero
gets
in on him.
he flips him almost all the way over. So
Well,
look at the left panel. He pulls. So I missed this before, everybody. I missed this one because I was laughing. He calls him, "No way, you think." Think that's way old school. But look, he pulls around off here, dude. And it goes right into the copter, right?
Yep.
I'd missed that before. So that's a round. Then he kind of recovers and he's just shooting rounds everywhere. So, JT, what did I tell you about being smart? Guess what happens? Well, Phantom's right. Let me get Phantom. Who was it? Phantom or Tim or somebody said something about dodging a bullet. He did, and he put the mask on.
Yep.
But that's three rounds at least. That
one of them hit an engine somewhere. I'm going to tell you right now, there's nothing non-critical on this. They don't build helicopters that way. So I think it's hilarious too. He says, "I can't zero in on him, boss. Not while he's shaking this tub to pieces." And then you want to read the next one? You got a better accent on this.
Don't shoot to kill him. Just make him bleed a little. We need him alive.
He already said he couldn't zero in on him, and he's like, aim carefully accuracy in a specific way.
Yeah.
Right in the kneecap or something. Like,
yeah, I mean, he's already put 3 rounds into the damn copter as it is.
Right.
Well, he does another one here. And Fancy's right. All right. He's putting the mask on like it matters right now, though, really, to be honest with you, right?
Right.
I think this would have been a good time where T'Challa, if it would have been a 2025 comic and rated R, he goes to put the mask on and then he just says, F this shit, man. I don't need to, not here, not in this copter, and just bashes them. You know what I mean?
Right. Now there is a mistake, a grammar mistake. How dare they?
Well, yeah, you're right.
On the right,
Phantom.
if you scroll up. If you scroll up, there you go. But one of Herman's bullets penetrates a vital fuel line? No. But one of Herman's bullets has penetrated a vital fuel line and set the aircraft ablaze. So not Kirby's fault. Stan Lee, where's my Nobel Prize?
Yeah.
I want my Nobel Prize.
And we get a little insight. And I wouldn't normally make fun of people's names, but this is comics, right? And
yes,
that's all hands. Who cares? That's probably why he's trying to be a gangster, and his name is Herman. Can you imagine when all your gangster buddies find out what your name is? It's Tony Two Nose and Jimmy the Lizard. What's your name? Herman the Hermit. What? Yeah, go get us some coffee or or cappuccinos. Herman.
They would call him like Big Herman or something. They would.
Oh yeah. I can just imagine he probably got
Herman the Whip. Herman the Whip.
Well, he would probably have to do something really, really brutal and drastic to get his street cred.
Right.
Yeah, and then he would be called Herman, Herman the Hitman or something. I don't know.
Right.
Oh boy. Yeah. So you were right, and Fanty was right. I think Tim might have said something about it. Yes, and James Earl Jones too, referring to something else, but
a piece of the action.
Now, I'm going to say something. I was very, very surprised in the next couple of things. We see something that I didn't think I was going to see, and I didn't remember it from a long time ago.
Okay.
The jet copter goes down, right? And he does his consummate skill to secure a safe landing, right?
Okay.
The task is beyond the most. That's classic Kirby building up the action that we've mentioned many times before, especially in action scenes. And then we see T'Challa dragging out one of the guys. It looks like it's Scarpa, right? Not Herman, the blue-haired dude. And he says it. It's Scarpa. Let us hope I can get to your partner before the tanks blow. And what do you think happens, JT? Phantom got it.
50-50, he doesn't do it.
That's what I thought. It's 50-50 and 50 for no. Nope for Herman.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Boom. Great scene. Pieces of fragments. Like I say, Kirby loves his fragments, man. Stuff just flying around, and you see T'Challa doing blocking the explosion with this X thing over his face. Did you notice that?
Yes.
The hand was really long there, but who cares? It's action scene. So Kirby has the forethought to have him block it. I'm doing this while thinking my camera's on. Damn, I'm an idiot. I forgot that I turned it off.
Were you motioning
so people wouldn't
the whole time?
See me? Yeah. I was motioning in this X thing the whole time I was talking. God damn it, man! It's the coffee kicking in because I'm starting to sweat now.
Sure.
It's probably why I stayed up till 5:36 this morning.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't care. It's so JT and everybody, Phantom got it right. I think somebody else might have mentioned it. I didn't think we'd see that. Did you?
Right. No, I didn't expect it. I thought, oh, he's being painted as the traditional superhero. Right. We're going to have a happy ending for these guys.
Well, yes, that's absolutely correct. And it's just a comic, right? We've seen people shot. We rarely see any blood. Well, plenty of fire.
Not only would I say it was more likely he would have saved them both, but they also would have had a redemption story arc, even if minor. And they would have helped him later with something.
He was crippled, or he did get severe burns, which would have been actually a Captain. Remember the old Captain Marvel TV show? It was a public service ad. I'm talking old school. People know what I'm talking.
Was before my time.
Yeah, that was before your time. I was very little when that came out too.
Yeah,
people in the chat will know. The old school TV thing is basically I almost said PDA, but a PSA.
Yes,
and it taught you a lesson. I thought maybe, but it wasn't that they started a fire or something. It crashed. It was a crash. So I get why Herman wasn't burned up, because it's a comic. But it shocked me for the comic's sake. At this time frame, I was a little surprised. But it's realistic, is it not?
It is.
I mean,
it is.
Even if you're a young kid reading this, you pretty much have to understand when you get in a crash like this, that something like this could happen. Right. Anyway, let's move on. That was very, very deep.
Phantom. Well, did you see what he put?
Who's that?
Phantom Outsider. The last
we'll see. Now Herman won't learn nothing.
No. After that, what? How is that not a happy ending? Herman was a jerk, and he got what jerks usually get.
Yeah,
Panther was willing to help him, but who knows?
No, I was crazy. I was just surprised that they wrote a death in there, a death thing. I just didn't see it coming. I just thought you're just not going to get a full on. Maybe somebody died of old age. We saw that before, right? Who was it that died from their injuries in battle or something? A couple. Was it somebody's brother or friend in a fight scene? But I didn't see this kind of death coming. That's all I was getting. Phantom's right. He did desert. He was a jerk face. So he wound up getting a heater. And then what did you think of this little panel here? He's just walking off, leave Scarpa laying there. So he's had enough, right?
Yeah.
Well, hold on to your beer. We'll get back to that, because we got to go back. Oh,
that's going to be a bad choice later.
Yeah,
it will be.
Because back in Wakanda, we got old boy running around crazy, right?
Yes,
but they don't really bring us to that part. So you're like, they're just walking around talking. I mean, isn't there like a crisis in the city? So this was the whole members of the family that you touched on from the cover. Is it his nuclear family? Well, it remains. We'll find out here. So this guy to the left, don't know who he is, right? Obviously, it's not T'Challa. The members of the ruling family await your presence. Dun, dun, dun. I'm like, well, all right. Maybe it's a reveal. Not sure. And then he says, because remember you asked about are there different sects or the different groups, SEX, SECT?
Yes.
Um,
SECTS.
yeah,
Sects.
so 4 was all we could muster. So you're right about that. There are different groups. I kind of knew that anyway, because it's not just all one group. There's different groups. T'Challa had a brother, the crazy dude who turned into the monster is his stepbrother, not stepbrother, half brother. And then the old guy here is like the air of mobility has played havoc with our heritage, because he's talking about how everybody's been gone, especially T'Challa. So it's not really a dig on T'Challa, although it kind of is, right? Because people can get around so far away, it spread out the family, the heritage of the cult.
You know who I would cast for that role? Lawrence Fishburne, for the guy in the blue.
Oh no, Phantom was like, yeah, I mean, if you want Herman to go out, that's a great way. How else was he going to go out? I figured he'd just fall on some rocks or get speared or crushed by a monster or something later. That was a good way for him to go out. Sorry, JT.
I was going to say I would cast Lawrence Fishburne as a role in as the one in the blue tunic.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of read the voice and see the face moving and all that.
Morgan Freeman is the older guy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, it fits for age, I guess. He's getting up there.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily hear Morgan Freeman's voice in that, but the right age,
it's the white hair.
Definitely.
Yeah, and these guys are just kind of talking. We meet this guy, the blue tunic guy here. His name is Jiru, and they're just talking about who's going to fill in because they need a Black Panther. Right, JT, did you catch on to that? Their heritage is so ingrained into their psyche that they're still trying to figure out who's the Black Panther going to be instead of just dealing with the immediate threat, which we know the military is, right? But these two particular guys are having heritage conversations while old boys running around.
This era of mobility has played havoc with our heritage. It's very...
It seems like a conversation they might have without a crisis going on. Like they're just sitting around drinking and smoking a cigar or something. I don't know. Right? Not when a monster's rampaged through the city.
The tale of a culture that's running up against modernity.
Yeah. But it's good in a way that we can see that they're just deeply ingrained. It's in their psyche, dude. They can't help but talk about it even when all this other stuff is going on right now.
And honestly, if they had been looking after this thing for 10,000 years or whatever it was, why did you build a system around a royal family being the requirement to defend it? You think you would have had a multi-layered defense with, all kinds of multiple structures of command and contingency plans. Here, they're just throwing all their eggs in the Black Panther suit.
Right.
Basket.
But you're not wrong, because it's kind of what you've said there about multi-tier. You're right again. But it's not a military force type of multi-tier. It's a heritage Black Panther type multi-tier. And they'll explain it. So this jury guy, he seems to be a pretty nice guy, right? He's on the side of this dude here. Well, the coup thing is squashed anyway. So that's all gone in. And there's none of that's even left except old rampaging dude. And he's announcing his arrival to the other people. And here we go, JT. Da-da-da. There's your cover people.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, they're all dressed differently and all this kind of stuff, right? And they
four
explain
dudes, right? I going to get in trouble for asking that?
I don't care, but
Okay.
I don't give a, you know what? I think it's 3 dudes and a lady. Actually, an
Which
actual
one's
lady.
the lady?
I believe it's the one on the right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you say so.
Yeah. And once again, Kirby has this knack, at least with me, and mostly you too as well, because we think the same thing. Chat thinks the same thing most of the time when they look at this. If they haven't already read it before tonight, you say to yourself, well, who the hell are all these people? Are these distant relatives? All this kind of crap? And what are they going to do? Right? I mean, the big guy here drinking out of the glass looks like he can kick some ass. The lady on the right is pretty hefty. I wouldn't want to take a right across from her. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Right.
But he has this knack of building you up. And then he kind of explains it. he comes through. The old guy's being, politically nice. Hey, thanks. Glad you could come. We need somebody to step up. But
yes,
one of you must take command. So they're stuck on this damn Black Panther thing, dude. You see that really now, right?
Yes.
So that's why they're there. They're there because T'Challa's not there. And they want somebody to step up, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Old boy's running around. Yeah. Old boy's running around town right now, smashing stuff.
And he says the first guy is involved in high finance. I would put Samuel Jackson in this role.
Yeah. Say what again? I ain't going out there. I ain't grabbing no spear and shield.
I'm involved in high finance.
I'm tired of these fucking monsters running around. I mean, he said it. He says it right there. Imagine me dashing about.
Say again. One more time.
Say what again?
We're having too much fun imagining famous actors in these roles that Disney was never going to allow happen to make an awesome movie. But
yeah, and the guy in the red suit's got to be Chris Tucker, or I was thinking of Fifth Element. Corbin, my man.
Ask Dad Man about that. Ask Dad Man about
I love that movie too. Multipass. Anyway, sorry, sidetrack.
No, we're having a good time with this.
Yeah, you got this guy here. He's like, I ain't doing that shit. I'm a money guy. This guy not too sure. He goes, we're here to fight some demon or something. And then I forgot his name. The little guy with the nerdy little guy.
That's
Lord
Joshua.
Joshua.
Tabasho, something like that.
Yeah. And he says, yeah, it is kind of something like a demon. And I don't know her name. She doesn't look too good right there. She's not really catching on
Queen
to the
Latifah.
fact that they're
We're putting Queen Latifah in that.
Latifah. No, definitely.
The thing here is, I think if his name is Joshua, they picked that for a reason. That name wasn't picked on accident. I mean, we'll see in the future.
Yeah,
I have a feeling that name was picked on purpose.
Well, you might be right about that. Fancy said all the Wakandans were like, Panther's away. We need a leader. So let's sit around and have a meeting in the bathroom or something to go get a sandwich. Yeah, my point exactly. Who cares about? We know he's
every 2 seconds they want to dump him.
Yeah, figure out. Why don't we all help out? Right? Why don't we just figure out a game plan here together?
Right.
Because the old finance guy is not going to do it, not by himself anyway. Yeah, and Paytor, it's Namor.
Panther and Namor.
Yeah, you're right. They all needed to attend the Dr. Doom school of how to properly run a kingdom. Anyway, old lady here doesn't believe any of it. Some demon. She's like, yeah, whatever. And he's trying to convince them.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's going to be the first one to scream hysterically when she sees a big purple monster coming at her.
Hey, dude, dude, you're so good. You're so good. Because we get
I
a
swear,
Kool-Aid.
folks, I have never read this before. I have not. It's
That's
just,
why I go.
I think of the most fun thing, and I'm like, let's go with this.
Yeah, exactly, Fanti. And I try to remember you can't read ahead. I do it every week. Yeah, if you need me to slow down, always say so, right? Oh, boy's just chilling here, man. He's like, that's what I say. That's Chris Tucker. Right? It's like, what did he? He's like, what? Are you suggesting I'm a demon fighter? I'm not a demon fighter. I'm not doing that. And he just sits back, throws his arms up. I was like, yeah, man, I'm a race car driver or something. I'm like, where the hell did that come from?
Right.
Like, all right.
Right.
But the other guy's like, no, man, you're a big dude. You're an athlete. You need to go help us kick some ass. I was like, nah.
You're huge. Huge.
You're huge. And you're a ute. Joshua, unless he's got some superpower we don't know about, he's not going to be, unless he's kicking balls or shins, he ain't helping out.
Right.
What's he going to do unless he finds a weapon or something, right? And we get a little bit of a background on him. We saw this in BSG 80. He's the kind of a doctor dude, JT. Yes, you're right. FKHC 2005. The chat's so good, dude. So he's pulling the medical thing, like the doctor from getting that little weird
I'm
vibe.
A doctor, not a fighter.
Exactly. Damn it, Jim. So old guy's like, what? You're gonna treat him like a hospital patient or what? He's like, I'm a doctor. That's exactly what he says.
Yes.
You're a callow youth, Joshua Tobo. And then he shows that big ass mound, which I refer to as, and I was like, it's a little close to the city with all that radiation, is it not?
Yeah. Yeah. Unless there's like some kind of protection around the outside, like a shell or something that refracts the radiation.
Yeah. They didn't really, unless we missed it, there's no clarification on time and distance. Yeah. You can get close to it for about a minute within 5 feet and you're fine. You're fine. 2 or 3 feet. You're fine. You can actually hold it for about 20 seconds and you're fine. They don't do that. It just turns you into a monster. So it's kind of like, if that was my backyard view, I'm like, yo, ma, we need a new apartment on the other side of town.
Yeah. This is a creepy ass scene coming up on the next page here. I could just picture this so well. Kirby's done such a great job here, hasn't he? Like, you know the creeping that's occurring. You can hear the voices out of the window. Like you just know the plotting, slow nature of this creep up, and the dialogue's developing, and then like the hands just
creeping up behind him.
Done.
He's creeping up behind him. Oh, look, there's a plant. Look at the plant to the left.
We got to count how many plants are in this run.
What's that same damn plant?
Yeah.
I love it. He threw some green in there. Well, I mean, he thinks to do it, right? Well, he's used to it now. It's probably, he doesn't even probably think about it anymore. He just puts it in automatically. Sorry. And so,
they're
yeah.
having an argument.
Hmm?
They're having a disagreement.
Yeah. And it's funny because the old guy references Chikara as being the half brother of T'Challa, right?
Yes.
And that the vibranium jacked him up. So you guys are kind of taking this a little bit lightly. And here's where the humor could have been excellent, right? More, even more. We want more. So, for he is the wild thing which roams among us. And I wish somebody would have said, oh, yeah? And somebody is like, yeah. And he comes through, oh, yeah.
And then if it's modern Marvel, they're going to pay $10 million to play Wild Thing, as there's a, way over the top, way too far fight destruction scene.
Yeah, or pay, a couple grand of Kool-Aid to just use that in one panel because it's be an obvious reference.
Yes.
Oh yeah. God.
Hail, cousins.
Yeah.
Stay in school, brother. I mean, cousins.
And old Joshua down here on the left says something a little bit weird. It's like when it's a cult, now it's a fetish.
I was just not going to say that.
I don't
straight.
I mean, that was strange, right? That's a strange word from Kirby there. I didn't get it. Maybe I don't think he meant it as something weird. I think back then, cult, fetish, you know what I mean, would have been interchangeable in this context. He's not writing it.
So the secondary meaning from Oxford Dictionary is an inanimate object worshipped for its supposed magical powers or because it is considered to be inhabited by a spirit.
Boom.
Similar to juju, talisman, charm, amulet, totem, icon, idol, image. That's the second meaning in today's description. The first one is the one that you and I are aware of.
Well, that's because it got bastardized over the years, right? Like some of the symbols we've seen on people's tattoos that got bastardized, and then they obviously gaslit people to thinking that it was something bad, and it wasn't, and it never was.
Right.
Certain ones. And
they got punished for it.
For being wrong, not about the person who had the tattoo. Right. And so we were right, and thank you for looking that up. That was amazing. So I guess I was right about the word got changed over the years. And I thought, and I had to think about that one. And I just figured, well, that's Kirby wouldn't have wrote it for that. And there you go.
Not in the 30s.
No.
Growing up in the 30s.
It's quite obvious that word didn't mean certain connotations. And you have to twist it and turn it even now. Because I might have a fetish for anime. That doesn't make it any more weird that I might just like anime, which I do. Some, not all of it. Some.
Right.
There's some weird stuff that I don't like. And, it's just like everything else. But so, yeah, she didn't, she's like, oh, crap. But this can't be Jakara, not this repellent creature. So, JT, you were right. She's one of the first ones besides Joshua to jump out and say something. Now they all believe him. So we were right too on that part. They didn't believe
movies, she'd be running around saying, "Oh hell no!" and all this. It's just way over the top, annoying.
It's
weird. It would have been like some Tyler Perry crap that we would just totally find annoying.
Yeah, exactly. But the monster is, so that guy named Zuni, he's like, oh, the vibranium made me this way. So Josh was the only one that kind of knew that this guy was a monster. And that whole time they're just sitting around, they really just didn't believe him. And I would have been like, look out the damn window. Where's this guy? Look at all this stuff. But anyway, you won't stop me at all. I've come to kill the lot of you. Like, whoa, okay.
Well, yeah, he's got to do the whole royal family away, so that way he can come in and he doesn't have to share a piece of the action, right?
Yep.
He can just have his men come in with the Hitas, take care of it all. I love though that they do have a smart one in the family to do some intelligent, maybe devious things, breaks it up a little bit so you're not always physically fighting. And it will complement T'Challa if they ever fight side by side too.
If they ever do get to fight side by side. So he fire.
Right.
See, he creates fire and throws it in the guy's face. It didn't go really the way he planned it though.
Right.
And he says, help him, don't let him die. But he took a heck of a shot here. And Joshua's not a big dude. He's small. And I think he's actually young, like a younger type kid. Maybe, I don't know how they didn't reference it.
They said he was a kid. I bet he's in his 20s.
Yeah. Kid back then could be easily 20s.
If you're a medical professional, I mean, don't see how you're not at least in your 20s.
Yeah. Yeah. Phantom said he could have just retorted about repellent creature. Look at you.
Yeah,
that would have been hilarious. What you talking about? Well, you look in the mirror lately, lady. You're bigger than
that would have been hilarious. That would have been hilarious.
Oh my God, Fancy nailed that one, dude. And Tim said something earlier. I think I laughed at it. He said something funny earlier too.
Well, then
of course
she would have to fight back then. I mean, it would be like earrings out, bracelets off. Like you don't know what she just got into. Level of getting into that, right?
Well, we brought that up in the first Pitch Black movie, right? Obviously, you didn't know who you were effing with.
Right.
Right. No, and then start cracking knuckles, right?
Yeah.
And swinging the arms around, warming up. And the old boy's like, what's going on? And then she gives him a good nut crack. But anyway, she's actually saying, oh, everybody else go attack him. And guy picks up a table.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, I mean, he's smart. At least he picked up something to throw at the guy, right? And
he's kind of like passing it off. He's not.
Yeah.
You're not going to really get somebody like that.
Like pushing it at him. It's more defensive than anything. And monster guy calls him out and calls them clowns. You clowns. And here's the interesting part. It's like, guards. I'm like, yeah, man, if they weren't out there to begin with, were they just standing outside? And I think they would have probably came in on their own, but we get two of the guys. They run in.
Yeah, I think they would have heard a commotion.
Yeah, but remember we talked about the weapons, when we were talking about when they were shooting him, and we were joking that, it didn't work. And I said that was kind of a setup. And here's the payoff for Kirby.
Yeah.
Take a look at this, what they do to him. It's pretty cool, actually.
Now, these are illegal according to the Geneva Convention, by the way.
I would think so.
These are totally illegal at the Geneva Convention. So,
well, he designs the weapon a little differently. They don't look like regular weapons.
Yeah, way to go, Wakanda, for committing a war crime. Right there.
Yeah. At this point, I don't think they give a damn. Just spray this dude. So that everybody, they spray him with acid. They have acid guns.
Yeah.
And you can tell though that the weapon is totally different design. So Kirby wasn't lazy, right?
Right.
It wasn't the old purple gun or red guns we've seen. It's a complete different design, and you can see like it has the acid thing, like a water gun with a big water thing down here or whatever. It's the acid. So he thinks of those things, and it's pretty cool. He wasn't generic about it and just throw a gun in there. But it works. What did you think about that? Do you think, oh, cool? But acid, man, oof. Ugh, that's brutal, dude.
I'm responding to Phantom there real quick.
Oh no, he was chat's on fire, dude.
I know I have even more questions. Who gets an arms guards with acid? And I'm like, maybe there's some ancient scrolls or something that says Greek fire, gets rid of these abominations. So they're like, okay, we're going to make some kind of acid thrower and that'll do it.
Well, we hope, right? And
yes.
Oh, I see. You answered Tim with the Pitch Black. We made a reference last week. It was funny. I can't remember. We were trying to figure out what movie it was from, and it just so happened it popped up again tonight.
Right.
The Vin Diesel sci-fi monster movie, and he says to the monster, obviously, you don't know, he effing left. And Phantom again. Tim and Phantom bring up, and we brought it up. Now it's a cult. Now it's a fetish. Now it's a cult. Make up your mind. You're right.
Yes.
It's odd though. I don't even so much like the cult, but it's not the same thing. It's not. He's not meaning the really, really bad crap that we would associate with horror movies and cults and stuff. Bad stuff that actually happened in Africa.
Yeah. Right.
We're not going to talk about that, but we know what we're talking. We know what we're referencing to that. So
yes, we do.
the verbiage is not what it used to be. But it does work. At least it drives him away, right?
Yes.
And to further the plot and action of him getting away, Kirby thought, well, let me put something in there to explain why we're not going to go chase him just yet, right?
Yes.
We didn't flank him. He's escaping. Don't worry about it. We'll follow his trails. Okay. Wouldn't you just have like the whole city on alert right now? The whole militia, except like the gate guards. You watch the front door just in case. 90% of us are going to go chase this dude.
Yeah, you could have a police car kind of chase after him a little bit.
Yeah. If you're on guard post, you stay there unless we need you. The rest of us are going to go, 80%, 90% of us are going to go, we got to go deal with this. You guys hold the post.
Right.
And these guys are just, they're kind of discussing what happened. Even the old rich fuddy-duddy guy's like, it awakened the Panther in me. It's like, and somebody made a reference to cologne earlier, and I missed the Sex Panther joke from Anchor.
60% of the time, 100% of the time.
Oh, man. And, there's so many jokes about that. But Chris Tucker guy, Zuni, he's like, yeah, man, I'm just lucky to be alive. And I'm like, cool. So he gets it now, doesn't he? He realizes.
He knows to stay out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't funny anymore. This ain't no joke now. We almost got wasted here. And oh boy, right here, I'm surprised he's even up drinking anything. You'd think he'd probably had a bashed in head. But he seems to be okay. Probably I feel a little woozy here. And just some talky about what's going to happen. And now they're all on board, right? Because they got their ass kicked.
Right.
Oh, what do we do? What do we do? We'll fight as warriors. So they're all in because now they are actually part of what you called the family, JT.
Yes.
Remember from the cover. So now we get a deep look into somewhat how they're operating. Still a wee bit confusing. There's no lineage or there's no description on how this really works from the groups. He could have done a flash page back to that really awesome fight and done maybe like one pane of explaining, in Wakanda, there's several sects or groups and each one is ruled just in case you don't know about the lore and stuff like that. But anyway, go read the other stuff, right? You'll find out.
So if they can't have a Black Panther, why don't they have a Brown Panther? Right?
Yeah.
Like take the next belt down. I mean,
yeah,
you can't have any other type of Panther in this whole group. You can only have one.
No. And race car driver, he's like, all right, man, I'm in too. I'm a Black Panther too. So what I'm assuming is here, if you're in that nuclear, I guess it's a nuclear family or somewhat, if you're head of your area, it's a close
extended family.
It's a close extended family, either on paper or by blood. But you still have to fight to get that. That part I'm still confused about T'Challa and his father, but you'll have to read other stuff to get that down. Because he says no, there's only one T'Challa, but each of you must stand ready to contribute. So we're on track here, right? At least with these guys, and at least with this timeline. The days ahead will be dark indeed. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, the guy's on the run. Just go get him. Go full force on him. Round up everybody. Bring the acid. Snoop Loop. Bring your hat. We're going streaking. It's because he's foreshadowing here, is he not? The days ahead will be dark when Jakara's chain is complete. You're like, that's right.
It's like a very anime look to it. Like I can picture a scene like that.
Yeah, even
like
Jakara,
the angle of the head or something zoomed in way close on the face.
Yeah, we got those crazy cool eyebrows,
Yeah,
and but he has this serene look in the eyes. So Kirby does these close-ups. I love them when he nails it. and mostly does, especially with the eyes and the look. That look, you can see he's really thinking, yeah, this ain't over, even though he's on the run. He knows.
Right.
And even Takara had said, I wonder what's going to happen when I fully get done. So it's all foreshadowing for the future, right? Which is great because you're pushing them forward, you're pushing it along.
Now,
but JT, surprise,
he went back and got him.
He never left him. He's got that high moral. Told you, man.
Okay.
He ain't gonna leave you. That dude's alive. He ain't gonna leave him just die there. Even the old boy, Hermie, caught the heater.
Yeah.
You know. Meanwhile, somewhere in the vast wastelands of North Africa. Yeah, I mean, he's carrying this dude. So he's like, he's smart because he's like, I'm gonna wait for nightfall because it's hot during the day. And you're like, yeah, no shit, right?
Right.
It's probably very hot in North Africa. Well, if it's summertime, it's probably, roasting. You're wearing a suit, a cloth suit there. But he even mentions with Scarpa as a burden, the odds against me seem overwhelming. Dun, dun, dun. You want to read the sign off?
The crisis deepens and terror grows. And in the vanguard of resistance, the Black Musketeers.
Ooh, I think we might get some uniforms next week for the old crew there, right?
We may.
What do you think? We might.
Should
I do the old? Hold on, let me make sure I do it the right way. So this is number 9. Okay, there you go. Dun, 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 cliffhanger. I know. But this one was fun. At least we made it fun.
You know what?
Everybody,
very little actually happened. You notice that?
Well, the chat was great.
Yeah. Yes.
Not a lot happened except the beginning history, the old school fight scene. That was just awesome.
But after the memory in his mind, he picks people up. They're on the aircraft for all of 30 seconds. It crashes.
Yeah, the crash. We get the crash, which is 2 panels.
One up. That's it.
That's it. And the monster he did what? He broke into a house. Then he broke into the chamber and he ran off because he got acid in his eyes.
Yep. That's it.
But it was still fun. At least
loads of fun.
Yeah, that whole fight thing, a little confusing if you're trying to stick with lore. If you're just blindly reading it for fun, it was great. It was great. Artwork was great. Just that one little panel, one little guy way off. That was like, whatever. I already forget it, till the end. But any surprising things other than the guy burning up? Other than that, because we did see one guy die. If I remember, issues ago.
Did we? Yeah, I think we might have seen one, but it wasn't quite such a shock of a decision. A writing decision.
It was a drawn out Oscar award type scene.
Yeah,
yeah. See, let me pin some chats here while we're just chit chatting real quick. What do we got here? White Wolf was a white gut T'Challa treated like his brother. Now he was a guy Panther couldn't trust. The White Wolf. All right.
Yeah, I was in regards to my comment. Why couldn't they just get a brown Panther? A joke like move down one belt level in martial arts.
Yeah, well, this is Marvel, and there's the White Tiger.
Yeah.
Outside of this, it's stuff, right? So this is all Avengers type stuff later on, right?
Yes.
And then where were Tim had something that was funny. I don't know how far back I gotta go. Oh, the Pitch Black thing, but you talked to him about that one already.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I love Kirby and his Panther, but the Wakandans I've always stunk. They're useless. They don't seem very useful, do they? Not yet. The acid thing was about it, right?
They don't really seem worthy of saving, do they?
Yeah, they're just. We don't get too much about
which
them
is
right off the bat.
weird. I see very little redemption for these people. Yet T'Challa wants to get back so badly. In everything we've seen of them up until this point, it's like, come on, your regime deserves to be toppled almost.
Yeah, they're a bunch
Like,
of
you're
jealous
completely
people.
inept.
Yeah, every other Black Panther, in quotes, is off doing their own thing. One's a Mongol, a Mongol mogul. Sorry, what did I say? Mongol from Superman.
Mongol. Yeah.
It's DC, everybody. At least I even know that. And one guy's a mogul. One guy's a race driver. He's probably about the only one that seemed to be closer to the older guy, other than the dude with the blue tunic, Zuri, right?
Yes.
And where did he go? What happened to him? Did we miss him somewhere?
I don't know.
He disappeared.
Yeah,
right.
I think he did.
I guess he was just like an attendant type of guy.
Sure.
But happened to be a big jack dude. He was like seemed bigger than all the rest of them. And Musk, you know who I'm talking about, right? The guy who introduced but he wasn't royal family. So there you go, I guess. I don't know. He seemed like it, the way he was talking and acting. He seemed more royal family than the other people. So we get that they are all attached in some way, and now they're on board. So I predict we're going to get all of them like the Black Panther squad, which they did say the Black Musketeers or the Black. What did they say? I forget already. Blacketeers.
The Black Musketeers.
The Black. Yes. Oh, they did say Musketeers. That's right. Yeah.
Which they're not saying that because they're from Africa, so they must be some type of black costume or a black magic pact, or
they're all Black Panthers. They're all tied in because the one guy, the race car driver says, "I am a Black Panther." He's just not the Black Panther. Like when I was at the courthouse, I met and knew one of the U.S. Marshals. I won't say his name here, obviously. But he was a super nice guy. I met his wife, met his kids. Just an awesome dude. Will always say hi to me and my work partner when she was up there. I won't get into the details. You know all the details. Most of them, JT, right? And I used to talk to him all the time, or at least when I saw him. That was a busy dude. He was very busy. All right. He had a lot on his plate, I can tell you that. But his official title is U.S. Marshal. Now there's the head of the U.S. Marshals in the Department of Justice, but he's not what my other buddy from the Marine Corps, who's a deputy U.S. Marshal, right? That guy is their boss, and he's actually called one of the U.S. Marshals. And then they have a head boss, and then there's Congress, and then president, right? Head of DOJ. But yes, I got to meet him. So these Panthers are kind of like that. Not that type of setup, but technically he is. The guy said, "I'm a Black Panther," but he's not the Black Panther.
Right.
I could be a deputy U.S. Marshal, but I'm not officially like we see in the Westerns. Go get the marshal, Tex.
Sure.
Are you all right, Jim? Get right on it. Yeah. Those guys were marshals, and then anybody else walking around, the guy with his feet up on the desk, sleeping on the job, that's the deputy. Mm-hmm. The guy who always buys it in the end, unless the bad guy shoots the marshal straight away, which we've seen that a million times, right? And hail to everybody that's been in the chat. And what last one? Putin Cat. I could be an assassin, all right. And Doom, how long? Oh, would it take the Doom to shake out all the incompetence Wakanda? Oh, dude, a day, 2 days. Yeah, there you go, 24 hours. Yeah, Doom ain't take no
Department
shit.
of Vibranium Efficiency.
Yeah. And then do one or two more. In the comics, Dune up and vanished for a decade, and still no one would touch the throne. Still read when he. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess we're getting a new FF4 movie coming out, right? Or did it come out already?
We saw the teaser, but it's not out yet. Well,
Yeah.
how could you have anything run up against Snow White? I mean, come on, what a behemoth.
Yeah. I know one of our YouTube pals was forced to have to go see it because the chat had voted for it.
Yes.
And then I'm like, I'm not going. You're not getting. F you. Dude. You've never heard me say let's boycott a movie. Have you ever heard me say that straight up?
I don't think so.
Because why would I want to do that? If you have it, well, I'll tell you why. For this shit called Snow White, I'm not going to go see that. Why would I ever want to see a Snow White movie? It is Snow White, right? Yeah.
Well, don't take this the wrong way.
She doesn't want a princess. A princess. I mean, the prince sucks. I don't need a prince. What the F are you talking
don't take
about?
this the wrong way, but you'd be a guy going into a theater to go see Snow White by yourself
with 3 other people and maybe one family with their kids, just because it's Snow White.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What you do is you take a notepad. You take fake notes like you take fake notes.
Like a movie
critic. Cover your ass.
Yeah.
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 I'm sure they have those out there, dude. I'm sure there's plenty of those. But let's get you out of here. It's 1 hour 45 for one comic. And this is why we went down to 1 so we could have more fun.
Right.
I think it's working out.
We were pushing it over 3, trying to do 2, and that can be a lot.
Well, you have mentioned last week, you have a lot of life stuff. People in chat have life stuff. There's other who else doing streams? Is Dadman doing a stream? It might be over already. Go check out Dadman. Everybody here has Dadman's channel. I don't even have to blink it. We all have it. And I think Nick Weiser might be doing a Daredevil show review.
He is currently. Both gentlemen are on, actually. Yeah.
So JT, quickly or not quickly, what do you have going on the rest of the week?
Sure. So Friday I'll be on Mark D with a C, late night Fortnite. And then Saturday I will be on 9:30 Eastern doing an episode of Saving Star Trek with the great Admiral Teague and Sean Carter.
Yes. I need to talk to Sean about my BSG Viper. I've been putting it off because I'm getting ready to start studying some stuff that I should have been doing. Should have been doing. Yeah. He seems very, very nice. And wait for it. Did they put them in Clockwork Orange? Oh boy, that's a movie.
And maybe
you could talk about. Oof, that's a
Saturday.
Late night.
If I play my cards right, I might do the after party with Sean. But it's never planned. Retro Reels and Games.
Oh, what about Friday night Fortnite? Are we doing that with Mark? Is that this week?
Oh yeah, I said that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I totally missed it because I was reading this while you were talking. My bad.
And that'll do it for me the rest of this week. I might be hopping on Deadman's. Actually, this is a big one to do. Thursday and Friday, he wants to do March Madness stream type stuff. So keep your eyes peeled. That is something that Dadman loves to do. So if you want to see him truly engaged, don't miss that.
Phantom, wait, do I have your channel? I'm sub. Have we put his channel in, JT?
I can put his channel in.
I had better be sub to you, dude. I'm not. I'm gonna kick myself in the. You know what? He's not a mod, so he can't.
No, I got it right now. I got it.
I had better be sub to you, dude, or I'm gonna be pretty pissed at myself. I'm gonna click on.
And he's got stuff up there too.
You guys had to tell us.
I do not have 5 days ago. Yeah.
I don't have a problem people saying, "Hey, I have a channel," as long as you're not like 20 times trying to fill a chat of "I did this, I did that." I don't think anybody likes that, right, JT?
Right.
Boom, subbed, dude. I didn't know all this time. I apologize, man.
But yeah, so
There you
we're
go.
not
I'm
on it,
subbed.
but tomorrow, 11 a.m. So it's not during your show tomorrow, but college men's basketball tourney day one. Lots and lots of basketball. I don't know when he plans on ending it. Probably when
Wait,
he
did you
just
say?
can't go any further.
I'm gonna cut you off there for just a second. Did you say 11 a.m. Eastern?
Yes, yes,
A.m., not p.m.
yes.
Yeah, my spawn is 10 p.m., dude. I
Oh
know he
yeah.
has another show, but my show goes less than an hour, 2 25-minute episodes. It's usually me and Tim hanging out, laughing about how great Spawn is. Other than that, sorry, I just wanted to clarify. I didn't get the time straight.
Yes, 11 a.m. tomorrow for the dad band. I may pop in over there. Who knows? Work could keep me engaged. Oftentimes it does. But that's it for me for the rest of the week. What about you, Dave?
Well, I've got the Cosme only watch party, but you just click on Cosme when you come on YouTube. It's tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern. It's the Spawn HBO animated show, and I'm running the episode numbers all the way from season 1. So it's season 2. It's not, it's episodes 8, 9, 9 and 10, 10, 11, something like that. Right. Cause I'm running it concurrent or straight through. Season 2 would be like episode 3 and 4, but I think it's like 9 and 10 for me.
You have 9
and
and 10 on your thumbnail.
Okay, yeah, I made the mistake of running the episode straight through and not breaking them up by season, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if you're either watching it all the way through with us or just popping in, doesn't matter. I forgot how great that Spawn show is. It's amazing if you like that kind of stuff. But again, it's R. It's MA. It's
No
not
kids.
not
18
for
plus.
kids. Clip it, save it, show it. It's not for kids. It's brutal, but it's great. And you get some of those wise guys in there too, right? Hey, Spawn, I want his head on a plate. Right? Jimmy, give me 2 toes. Go get it done. Get it done or you don't come back. You hear me? They actually say that in one line. You go talk to him. And if you don't get it done, you don't come back.
In Phantom Outsider, I do have your video open in another tab. I don't know when I'll get to it, but I'll get to it soon.
Yeah. Yeah, the clown guy on that show is insane, dude. He talks like that. I can Spawn. Wanda.
So what do you have after that going on?
Maybe Friday night, Fortnite, maybe. I don't have anything this Saturday. So maybe Friday night, Fortnite with Mark D with a C. Maybe even do the basketball thing. If it's like a 16 seed playing a 1, I'm always rooting for an upset like that. That's pretty much why I watch it. I don't watch too much of the basketball.
Sure.
But it can be exciting.
Year, if you can do me a favor and make sure you root for Michigan State.
I'll do Michigan State. Because I don't, other than Notre Dame, I guess I don't even really have a basketball team. I like the underdogs in the tournaments. So
sure.
What do they rank?
Well, MSU is not an underdog. They're number 2.
Oh, geez.
Yes.
So they're going up against the 14 or 13?
15, I think.
15.
I can't remember.
And when does this all kick off? Tomorrow. It actually starts. The first games are tomorrow. Okay, very nice. Cool. And then Sunday night, Mark D with a C, again, his Sunday Night Geekery, which I may or may not be on. It always is kind of a last minute thing for me, depending on Monday. Yeah, that's it. Depending on Monday.
Yes.
Other than that, I'm wide open. So I was actually thinking about doing a Casablanca watch party, but I just don't know when. Who knows? Just whenever I throw it out there. Mm-hmm. So grade? We're doing a quick grade or
grade? Sure. I'll give this, right before we get out of here, I'll give this one a B+. Not a terribly large amount of anything happened, but gosh, it was fun. There was a couple areas where the art felt a little too vague, but okay. Okay. That's fine, I suppose.
Yeah. And I'm a little surprised on your B there. I thought maybe A-.
B plus, like an 88,
Yeah.
89, a really, really high B. I just don't think it's the best ever, but for having so little content in it, I think Kirby did a masterful job at presenting that. It's just that I don't think it gets an A range because of that lack of really moving the story forward in a way that it's like, man, I cannot miss this issue. I have to buy it, and it just wasn't in that must buy category for me.
Yeah, and we will, Phantom. We definitely will. For me, I went back down to the B plus as well, only because it was a little scattered, too scattered for me, even though I had to try to defend it. Meanwhile, as long as you meanwhile it or back here, but it has to be a smooth transition. It can't be hard cuts because it's confusing. Because this is for kids too, right?
Yes.
The whole family thing was a little. The artwork was amazing. The verbiage was fantastic. The comedy was outstanding. Oh man, that was some funny, especially the jet copter scene. Hold on to your seats, everybody.
Yes, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few pages where he was just on a frickin' roll, and then we kind of chimed in on what we thought would be funny, and so I think that's where you got your B plus because most of that was us. But
right.
Could have explained the whole lineage. That's where I got the B plus from. Deep cut, or he would have got A minus, right? Because you know me, I don't like grades, so I always fish off of yours because I want to hear your side of it first. Well, because it's insightful, right? And it helps me think.
Well, thank you.
It helps me think more about what I could have said or what I would have said, and maybe change my mind, right? So
we haven't always agreed. I think we've been two letters apart before. So.
Oh yeah. That's way back, way back. I think we all agreed on BSG 14 in the chat as well.
Yeah,
trash. But anyway, we liked BSG though. Everybody, don't forget that we liked it overall. We did. I love that series. It's great. That comic. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Just that one, and only really because of the couple scenes, right?
Right.
That was it. I mean, it had its other problems, but overall, it's a great comic run. So far, this has been great too. But other than that, let's get out of here, man. Get you out of here.
Sure.
And as always, thank you, Phantom. And if you see me in a chat somewhere, throw a reminder at me. Definitely do that. You've been awesome. You and FKCH 2005. Even Putin's cat stopped in. I don't know if Dadman popped in, but hail to Dadman anyway. And gosh, I'm always forgetting at least one. But you know how I do. I always thank everybody who came in. Tim again, Fanty. Did Buddy Hepburn drop in? I
didn't see him, but I'm sure he'll listen on the replay. And probably, who knows, Gap After Dark, Brogu, some of the other folks.
Yeah, I think they're probably hanging out with either Nick or Dadman tonight, which is all good. Oh yeah, Tim did say we now join the Black Godfather already in progress. I just was starting thinking of Goodfellas, But
right.
All right, enough rambling on. Take care, everybody. Have a good night, and thank you so much for being here.